Chapter 36, Parasites and Do-It-All Moms. Joshua adored adventures with his three kids without mama, like the time they braved pushing through the more than expected runny current within the waterhole in Woodstock, New York, because it brought them closer together as a scrappy, fearless home team on the road. Joshua loved to read stuff mama would never read to her kids, like the book The Joy of Yiddish, a dictionary with infinite examples of jokes to explain the depth and variety of this expressive human condition of all forms encompassing language. Joshua's in-laws lived in Delaware, which was closer than his parents retired in Scottsdale, Arizona. Still, it was impossible for Joshua to not derive a burst of do-it-all dad pride when the subject of taking a trip to Delaware was broached for Memorial Day weekend before his 9-year-old daughter Matilda says, "Delaware is such a schlep, Daddy." There wasn't one Friday night now where Joshua wasn't thrilled to spend it with his three favorite people in the universe, his cherished, unplanned children, Matilda, Singing Rose Cornbluth, Arthur, and Samuel Chosen Curls was bound to, woo, who lived to spend quality time with Daddy, with Mom at work, so they could do the Shabbat prayers together over the challah, partake in space alien colonized synagogue drawing contest soon after, before they dance off to the Beastie Boys' Solid Gold hits on vinyl, tackle basketball with the Nerf ball upstairs, and Arthur and Samuel's room would always get the party started up in here. Every Friday night now, after sunset, Joshua's children got the best version of him because he was done writing for the week and was able to bask in the Shabbat candle, flickering afterglow, taking in the holy, luminous, beautifying image of his blemish-free children, inside and out, as they played Barbie, sang, danced, built wine castles with magnetiles, or Jedi temples, and let their imaginations run wild, or just jumped on top of their do-it-all daddy from every conceivable direction and hugged him with all their might to give the best of their love. If Mama was home for a Friday night, she'd push for some recent Disney film that got plenty of NPR buzz, versus Joshua insisting on exposing his three beamish, fuss-free kids 98% of the time to hilarious, life-enriching movies such as Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Uncle Buck, Back to School, and The Adventures of Ford Fairlane, while also emphasizing to his kids them dropping F-bombs would never be kosher under Do-It-All Dad's roof with Mama, come rain or shine. If he had to choose, Joshua would take his snuggling, heart-deepening 40s with his three kids over his frantic, booze-heavy loaded, perpetual hound dog, lucky to get out of LA alive 20s any day of the week. Joshua loved to teach his kids kettlebell, cowboy swinging exercises, and core strengthening plank exercises with them, only for his beautiful 6-year-old boy to jump on top of his back for the remaining 39 left. Joshua loved to watch G.I. Joe toy collection videos on YouTube on their fairly big flat screen to give his kids some big kahuna gifts like the G.I. Joe Command Center or the jail cell for Zartan to get excited about once his writing career took off the ground already. After blowing a mini fortune already on the original Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes from '83, Poison, Nothing But a Good Time will be playing on 95.1 FM, the local classic rock station for Westchester County, on the way to the high school playground, so Dad could squeeze in some personal hoop time, promoting Joshua to say, "The kids love the song, babe," only for his wife to reply with, "They just love it because you do." Deep down, Joshua felt it was deeper than that. Joshua knew his children possessed his impeccable kick-ass taste, and Joshua could watch his daughter Matilda ride her bike in the nearby empty parking lot as his son Arthur zipped around on his scooter, as his younger brother Chosen Curls was bound to woo and chose to zip around super fast, earning his new nickname Super Flash for hours if he wasn't still freezing his balls off in May. As the Metro North train passed by, as their dad would sing out of tune, playful fashion, "Dinosaur train! Dinosaur train!" Before baby Samuel was born, Joshua took Matilda and Arthur to a Kid Rock show in Hartford, Connecticut, just so they could hear his latest hit single, First Kiss, by Kid Rock, only to sing and blissed out Nirvana peaking unison, with Tom Petty on the radio. Oh, how I wish that I could go back in time just to love you again. Now, when Joshua heard She's the One by Bruce Springsteen on a Friday night on the Born to Run album on vinyl, he danced like a man possessed with the most extreme, ecstatic type of love. No MDMA required, because his love of being a dad to the closest three best friends he never had, who loved everything about him and all his passions and dreams, in addition to his annoying tendency to interrupt them and yell more than he should, like most native New Yorkers do. Joshua learned spontaneous plans instead of plotted out ones, using the localized search-powered Yelp app, was guaranteed to provide more magical surprise delights on the horizon. Today, Joshua and his three kids went inside a fancy sandwich shop called Perfect Picnic on Central Park West in the high 90s, tailor-made for shishi bitches like himself, offering a plethora of baguettes, fig spreads, and goat cheese spreads to get any kosher practicing part-time vegetarian off a long time. There, Joshua recognized the woman owner of the shop, saying, "Wait a minute, I could have sworn we met at a coffee shop on Houston in Soho when you were about to pitch your picnic to go concept almost 12 years ago. I remember you telling me how parenting gets really exciting when your kid turns 4 and older." The Perfect Picnic owner says, "I can't believe you remember this conversation. My daughter was 4 before my Perfect Picnic pitch to a VC investor right around that time. I just got a divorce around that time also." That's correct. Joshua proceeded to charm the picnic basket entrepreneur with plenty of do-it-all-dad material later, such as, "God didn't give me 3 unplanned kids to have a panic attack over it." Obviously, God never had the same confidence in Pete Davidson, the rebound boy king, voice of Generation Z. But for all the stroking Joshua had done in his honor on his Do-It-All-Dad Year podcast, blogs, and books, he also made it crystal clear none of his awe-inspiring creative output would have been possible without his do-it-all mom, nurse wife. Do-it-all moms who did their best to make the most out of a shitty situation, like Joshua's wife choosing to work nights, enabling her to spend more time with her kids while giving her husband more freedom to write, sell books, and secure an advertiser for his podcast already. But a single do-it-all mom doing everything on her own was a rarefied feat, deserving the highest praise imaginable in Joshua's eyes, because his baby boomer god Bob Dylan sings in his song Visions of Johanna, "Tell me someone that's not a parasite, and I'll say a prayer for him." Being an ex-IT recruiter, journeyman recruiter who fashioned himself as an overlooked, funnier Henry Miller, who used to live off Anise Nin during his STD-catching Paris years, the mantra of being a parasite himself, regardless of it never being intentional or his chosen mode of existence, hit more home than Joshua preferred to admit.